So, Chris, your talk this morning was about artificial intelligence and aquaculture. What are some of the ways in which AI can help people in aquaculture?
I think there are almost innumerable ways AI technologies and techniques and algorithmic techniques can help aquaculture. It's a data-rich environment. I mean, it sounds like a weird thing to say, but farmers are collecting data on temperature, on weather, on fish behaviour. From a regulatory point of view, they're constantly having to measure biomass and fish health. If we can start to collect that data and understand it, we can help farmers in so many different ways. And actually, one of the things that we like to try and do is make it easy to collect that data. So our camera systems, for example, that we're just bringing to market now, they are really easy to handle. We design technology solutions understanding what the environment the farmers are working in. So these are cost effective. They can be handled by an individual person, but once they're in, they're pretty autonomous, and they will deliver real-time data on biomass, on fish behaviour, on things like sea lice infestation, to a degree of accuracy that simply a human couldn't do on the same sampling rate. And those applications only scratch the surface. We can look at any point of the chain from breeding through to harvest, including feed as well. And AI techniques can help farmers in so many ways. None of them, I would suggest, need to be particularly expensive. These are not kind of nice to have things. They should be things that fundamentally show great return on investment very, very quickly. And if the farmers start to use a sort of data-driven approach to the decision making that they have to do, this could completely transform how they operate in their businesses.
So, Chris, you're obviously very well known as an IT entrepreneur and a computer games guru. How did you get involved with an aquaculture technology company?
It's a really interesting question that I ask myself sometimes, but our old office actually was next door to the office that Ace Aquatec moved into. And I was really intrigued by this company, who they were and what they did. And when I started to research them online, it was really interesting to me that they were pioneering technology that was pushing the boundaries of what the industry had done before, changing norms and really applying kind of pretty cool science into an area I didn't know anything about. And I didn't know the company so well, and then I judged them in a business plan competition, a business competition locally. So the business plan came in, and I thought, wow, this is actually incredible. I'd love to meet these guys. And then one day out of the blue, they called me and said, look, we know who you are locally. We know you look at technology businesses. We're about to take investment for the first time ever. Could you help us? Could you give us some advice? And after meeting Nathan, I kind of said, look, I'll give you as much advice as you want, but if you'd like us to invest, we'd love to come on board and be part of the journey, to which he thankfully said yes. And that began my journey into the world of aquaculture, which, I must say, other than eating seafood voraciously, I knew absolutely nothing about.
So some fish farmers are quite traditional in their approach. Should they be worried that they're not early adopters of the latest technology?
I think what I've found in my life, I now know many more people in aquaculture than I knew a few years ago. But I've always known, living in Scotland, I've always known people in the terrestrial farming community. And to me, they're some of the most innovative and entrepreneurial people I've ever met. But one thing that's really clear is they want to be very clear on the impact it's going to have on their business. They very rarely will do things because it's cool or new technology, but as soon as they can see an impact on the yield of their harvest, on their bottom line, they adopt immediately. And I think that's what we need to do, and we can do that. As simple a thing as measuring biomass accurately, we know will transform the business of predicting when you should harvest, ensuring that you don't go over biomass quotas, and fall foul of the regulator. These are things that hit the pocket of the farmer every day of the week, and we know that these technologies can transform that overnight. So I don't think farmers are waiting to adopt technologies because they're cool. I think they're waiting to ensure that companies like ours can absolutely show how we're going to improve their bottom line, and I know that we can.